I'm back, baby, the worst NBA YouTuber ever. I'm a casual when it comes to the YouTube thing, okay? When it comes to hoops, basketball, I know my stuff. I can talk hoops. I can play hoops. I know what I'm talking about. But when it comes to this YouTube thing, I'm a casual. What do you want from me? God, these playoffs are going to kill me, I swear. I couldn't take it. It's too much. It was too good. It's too overwhelming. I'm happy it's over. I'm happy we're getting into the conference finals now. Oh, man, at least we can, breathe a little bit. Woof, these playoffs. Maron. Every day was like Thanksgiving and Christmas combined. It was like this orgy of exciting basketball. It was so overwhelming. And these leads and these blown leads and comebacks and upsets and just great series. And oh my goodness gracious. I was like, I can't. By the time I was done making a video, it wasn't even relevant anymore because something else crazy happened. I don't know how these other YouTuber guys do it. I don't know, whatever. But here we are. And I would like to address my previous video from God knows when. My very, very controversial video that had some mean comments. I'm sure I rubbed some people the wrong way, and I'm pretty sure it's probably my most hated and down-liked video. And my message is don't take this channel so seriously. Don't take me so seriously. I'm just having fun. I admitted I was wrong. I know I'm wrong. Ethically speaking, yes, I was wrong. Yes, it was a foul. But morally, I'm still right. I don't know. I'm old-fashioned. I think it's goofy for the big, bad, tough Knicks Pistons with a very physical game. You have that goofy little contact on the three, boo-hoo. And come on, Pistons, I mean, you want a game to be determined on free throws? Come on, I mean, we're cut from the cloth of Bill Laimbeer and Anthony Mason here. Come on, what are we doing? Like the great Conor McGregor said, I apologize for nothing.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
So this is going to be one of these, if you couldn't tell, one of these kind of rambling long-form videos. And then once the conference finals start, I'm going to try to actually make serious videos after each game. We'll see. Also, eventually, I think maybe towards the off-season, I'm going to start posting some of my basketball workouts. I'm going to try something a little different, something a little outside the box. We'll see. So Cavs, Pacers. I'm really happy for the Pacers, man. I really am. But let's talk Cavs first. Oh, the poor Cavs. A team like that, it's almost like you're a victim of your own success. You have this great season, 64 wins and all that stuff, and you have the luxury of really kind of cruising through the season, especially the end of it, where you're going to be in first place. You get to beat up all these teams in the regular season. You get to beat up the dopey Miami Heat first rounds who shouldn't even have sniffed the playoffs. And then all of a sudden, you get stuck playing these maniacs on the Pacers, and they have a chip on their shoulder. They're a team that had to fight all season long. They're a team that nobody's really talking about, that they fly under the radar, small market. You don't have all the fancy schmancy ESPN geniuses talking about the Pacers at all, unless they have to. And they have something to prove. And they punched the Cavs in the mouth and knocked out their teeth. And with this Cavs team, I gotta be honest, I was always a little bit skeptical of the system of the Garland and Mitchell thing and the Mobley and Allen thing. And I have a feeling that has probably run its course. I'll be surprised if they run it back. I know Darius Garland was hurt dealing with the toe thing, but the Cavs have to ask themselves, okay, if Mitchell's going to be our guy, how do we build the team around Donovan Mitchell? And their options right now are, okay, are we going to run it back? We just had a very successful regular season, but who cares? You crap the bed in the postseason. And even without Darius Garland, you're still supposed to be a really good team, and you're in no way supposed to be losing to the Pacers. Do you build the team around Mitchell and Mobley, and then you trade a bunch of guys and to get a third guy? Do you trade Mobley, Allen, and Garland to get a really good guy? And the whole team is just Donovan Mitchell, a really good, almost 1A type player, and a bunch of good role players. I don't know. We'll see. But this Pacers team, I'm so fascinated by this Pacers team. Once again, a team that nobody really pays attention to. They fly under the radar, and they play with a chip on their shoulder, and they've really struck something really good. Like they tapped into something as a team, and I'm happy for Tyrese Halliburton. Gets voted most overrated player of the year, and then has definitely proved that he's not overrated. If anything, he's, dare I say, a little bit underrated. And he's the kind of guy where, yeah, sometimes like his stat line and all that doesn't really reflect the importance of what he brings to a team. Like he brings an identity, and he brings a unique playing style as well. Because that Pacers team, when you play a team, it's like, okay, we got to deal with Jokic and Murray. Okay, we got to deal with Tatum and Brown. Okay, we got to deal with Shea and Jalen Williams, and so forth and so on. You got to deal with Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle. That Pacers team, it's like you have 6 guys, 7 guys that can all score double figures and do it quite often. They don't really have that one guy. I know Tyrese Halliburton can go off once in a while, but they don't really have that one guy that's always going to kill you. They're just a really, really unique team that plays very, very good team basketball, where you have a whole bunch of solid guys that can get to double figures, and they have just this great energy around them. And there's like certain teams that can get it together, and some teams can't get it together. And they're one of those teams that just they've gotten it together, and it's fun to watch. And I think they're going to be a real problem for the Knicks, because the Knicks, they don't have that much depth. If the Knicks are going to beat them, the Knicks got to, they got to bully them and be like those tough New York Knicks Eastern Conference bruisers. And the Pacers, they got to play to their identity and run and gun and just play that good team basketball. And I think that's going to be a really, really fun series. I don't think the Knicks and Knicks fans should be so cocky and confident that they're going to, waltz through to an easy win. I mean, that could easily be like a tough 7-game series. Okay, Knicks Celtics. Let's ramble about the Knicks Celtics. First of all, I feel terrible, absolutely horrible for Jason Tatum. I hope he gets better. I was really surprised to hear that people are saying that he won't even play all of next season either. When I was reading about it, I said the recovery was 6 to 9 months, but I guess that's just to recover, and then you have to get your actual basketball conditioning and all that back. Ugh, the poor guy. I feel awful for him, and I would never wish that upon any athlete unless they were just a really horrible person and deserved it. And I really wish we could have seen a healthy Celtics go up against that Knicks team. I think that could have been like a really, really good 7-game series. I think the Celtics, I know they lost the first 2, but they seem to be kind of getting it back together, and Tatum was playing well until he got hurt, and Porzingis was sick, and it's just too bad. But hey, man, shout out to the Knicks. Knicks fans are still disgusting, horrible people. And look, I can say that I grew up a Knicks fan. Very deep down, I still root for the Knicks. I like the Knicks. I always have a little bit of a loyalty to the Knicks. And I know not all Knicks fans are horrible, but my God, I mean, just some vile, horrible human beings. Knicks fans can be sometimes. God forbid New Yorkers are just like a little bit humble. Yeah, you beat the Celtics, awesome. But half the series they're missing their best player and they're missing their center basically. So be a little bit humble. And you know what, guys? I'm telling you this again. This Pacers series is not going to be a cakewalk. Let me tell you. But asking Knicks fans to be humble is like asking a fish not to be in water or something like that. That's just kind of how they are. And it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with the Celtics in the offseason. Like Drew Holiday, 34-35. He's been, all right, I guess. Porzingis, I don't know, man. I know Porzingis, when he's good and healthy, he's good and makes good contributions. But the problem is the guy's never... He's always has something going on with him in the postseason all the time. Al Horford, he's going to be 39. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with him. So I don't know. I wonder if the Celtics are going to make some moves in the offseason. And the Knicks, congratulations to them. First conference finals appearance since I was a Knicks fan back in 2000 when I was a wee lad. But let me tell you, Knicks fans, this Pacers team is going to be running. I don't know how much contribution Mitchell Robinson is going to make, and Cat, he doesn't like running around all that much. So Mikal Bridges and Josh Hart and those kind of guys, they're going to really have to be getting back in that transition defense. Okay, let's talk Thunder Nuggets now. My God, this video is terrible. Look, I'm just going to spend a few minutes on each of these series. I'm just rambling here. I'm not going super in depth on this stuff. But let's talk a little Thunder Nuggets. Another team where I wonder what's going to happen with them this offseason. I think this NBA offseason is going to be really, really interesting. But the Nuggets, obviously, they have no depth. They had injuries. Michael Porter Jr. with the bad shoulder, Aaron Gordon with the grade 2 hamstring. I think Jamal Murray was under the weather or sick. And, Aaron Gordon, I saw in some interview after they lost, was like, oh, well, I'd appreciate it if we had, like, more than just one day off. And I'm like, well, dude, how else did everybody else survive the NBA conference semifinals every decade? Look, it's not supposed to be easy, and guys are going to get hurt. You're going to be playing beat up. And that's what separates the elite teams versus the teams that lose. Thunder, Wolves, Knicks, Pacers, they're all healthy. And you have a grade 2 hamstring. Even if you had an extra 24 hours to rest, that's not going to fix a grade 2 hamstring. A grade 2 hamstring, that's going to take weeks, probably at least a month before that truly heals. And the other problem, if you have that much time off in between games in the conference semifinals, the damn season will be going into July. The season will be too damn long. It's too damn long as it is. So, I hate to say it, bro. You got to toughen up. And Aaron Gordon is tough as hell. I love Aaron Gordon. I don't agree with him on that. And shout out to Christian Braun, man. Christian Braun really, Braun. I say Braun, Braun, but it's Brown. Apparently it's Brown. I don't know. Sue me. Really improved his shooting. I've been saying that for the last couple seasons now, like how much potential this kid has. But he's got to learn how to shoot. I thought either Peyton Watson or that Strother kid was going to come into their own this season, but it hasn't really happened. And they need one or two more reliable guys. I wonder if it's time for them to move on from Michael Porter Jr., but people say that they're stuck with him on a big contract and all that. That's another team that's going to be really interesting to see. And Jokic, the guy is just, what do you say about him? I mean, the guy's just phenomenal. And Thunder. Look, I've been saying all season long that I think the Thunder are going to win the championship. I read through old tweets of mine. I'm not going to tell you guys my Twitter. I don't want you looking at my Twitter. It's a burner account. But I did indeed tweet as early as October 2024, that the Thunder were going to win the championship. And then I predicted on January 5th of this year that Shea was going to win MVP. So I stand by those predictions. And this Thunder team, man, they are just relentless. I mean, the defense in that Game 7 against the Nuggets. Oh my God! I mean, and that's how you got to deal with a guy like Jokic. You have to just torment him. You have to swarm him, torment him, and drive him crazy, and force his other teammates to step up. Shout out to Alex Caruso for guarding him, man. Like some of those possessions, you see poor Alex Caruso just risking his life. What is Alex Caruso, 6'4", 190, and Jokic is 6'11", 290, whatever the difference is. I mean, it's unbelievable. I can't even imagine guarding a guy like Jokic. The Thunder team, man, they are just deep, young, athletic. They have fun together. There's a great chemistry, and they just have that swagger. They have the swagger of a championship team. Like last year, the Celtics, they had that swagger about them where you kind of just felt it. You watch the Celtics play, and you're like, okay, this team is really tapped into something special. Like they have that championship swagger. And I know the Celtics, I know the whole argument, they went through the Eastern Conference playing a bunch of injured teams, and you play the Cavs, who were the 5th seed. But still, the Celtics were solid last year. And the year before that, 2023, that Nuggets team, man, with Bruce Brown and all that, when you would watch them play, you just knew. It's like, wow, okay, this team they're a notch above everybody else. They tapped into something. And now you watch this Thunder team, man, and they have that championship swagger about them. And they're just relentless, absolutely relentless. And the depth, I mean, it's just so crazy to see sometimes. You see Lou Dort and Alex Caruso. You see Isaiah Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren. Then obviously you got Shea and Jalen Williams. Then you got the other big Jalen Williams that comes off the bench. And then you got all these good role players with Cason Wallace and Wiggins and Isaiah Joe. Just an unbelievably impressive, well-assembled basketball team. And I think what really put them over the top is getting Caruso and Hartenstein, because that's exactly what they needed. Because in the previous seasons they were just getting bullied by bigger teams, whether it was the Lakers or Timberwolves, Nuggets. They just didn't have that tough bruiser kind of guys to go up against those big teams. And now with Caruso and Hartenstein, they can hang with anybody. And I think they're going to win the championship. I really do. All right, real quick. Wolves, Warriors. Ay, poor Steph with the hamstring. Everybody with these hamstrings. Look, any Hoopers listening to this channel, I'm going to give you some advice. All right? Do Nordic curls. Look up Nordic curls. Horse stance. Look up horse stance. Do that. Horse stance, Nordic curls, and yoga. Do yoga. I'm telling you. Do yoga. Vinyasa flow yoga, man. All that stuff is very, very good for your hamstrings. You shouldn't be pulling your hamstrings. I know things happen, but you got it. If you're playing basketball or doing any kind of sports, especially as you're getting older, Steph, he's 37? Still playing at a phenomenal level. I don't know how he does it, to be honest. But you got to keep those hamstrings loose, man. Wolves, Warriors, that's another series where it was like, man, I wish I could have seen a healthy Warriors team go up against them. You saw what those Warriors did against the Rockets. And Jimmy needs Steph. Jimmy needs Steph to play well. Jimmy is not at a point in his career anymore where he's going to be doing the playoff Jimmy thing like he did in 2020, 22, 2023. And being able to put a team on his back and have 40-point triple doubles, that's not there anymore. When Jimmy was playing well in the postseason and the regular season with the Warriors, it was because Steph was out there opening the floor for Jimmy to operate, and they would play off each other. But for Jimmy to be out there by himself in the postseason against a team like the Timberwolves, who he's notoriously awful against for whatever reason. I'm a Heat fan and watched every Heat game with Jimmy on it. And Jimmy, and I don't know if it goes back to when he was on the Timberwolves and he is just in his head against that team. But I remember Jimmy would always either not play or play really bad against the Timberwolves. And he didn't have that great of a series against them this time around either. But a lot of that was because he's 35, a lot of mileage on his body, and you don't have Steph. And that team without Steph Curry is just kind of like a mediocre team. And another team that's going to be very interesting to see what happens with them, because the weird thing about the Warriors is you have your three key players are all mid to late 30s, and then you have that juxtaposed with kind of a lot of younger guys. And the Wolves, I don't think they're going to fare well against the Thunder. If they do, Anthony Edwards has to play like the phenom that he is, and everybody kind of is hyping him up to be. And he's had kind of a weird postseason so far. Like, he hasn't really been in a place where he's had to be that guy yet. He's been able to kind of like delegate to other teammates. Luckily, Julius Randle's been having a really good postseason. But now against this Thunder team, Anthony Edwards is going to have to be the guy every game for the whole game. And this thing where he does sometimes where the first half and he's kind of invisible, and then he'll do what he needs to do in the second half to get the win. You can get away with that against other teams, but this Thunder team, man, you can't play around with this team. So I think if the Wolves have any chance of beating the Thunder, Anthony Edwards is going to have to play like an MVP. So that's it. Actually, it's not a quick little video. It's a little long video, but there's some rambling, just catching up and rambling about these crazy playoffs and my predictions real quick. God, I honestly have no idea. Like, okay, Knicks Pacers. Hot take, knee-jerk predictions. I'm gonna say Knicks in. I'm gonna say I don't know. I'm going to say Knicks in 6 or 7, but I also wouldn't be surprised if the Pacers upset them. Wolves, Thunder, I'm going to say Thunder in 6, maybe 7 if Anthony Edwards plays really well. I also could be totally wrong, but I am staying with my prediction of the Thunder winning the championship. Okay, that's it.